how to do an equation with brackets. Don't stress over it. It's pretty simple. So we're first going to work on this side and then get to this side. Okay? So the first thing we're going to want to do for this equation is get rid of these pesky brackets. That just makes our life harder. So what this is going to be 3 times 2. Because really, this is a multiply sign. So you're going to be 3 times 2 and 3 times 9. Right? So it's a multiply sign. When you don't have it there, you know it's going to be multiplying. So 3 times 2 is 6. You're going to draw your 6 right under it. Right? And since there's an x here, it's 2x. That x is going to follow the 6. So it's going to be 6x. And then we're going to do, so we have half of this side done already. Okay, it's that easy. Now, for the other half, we're going to do 3 times 9. Not plus 9. This plus right here, this thing right there, is pretty much it saying and. If you guys understand that. So, you do 3 times only 9, which equals to 27. So then you're going to want to write plus because it's a positive. The plus stands for positive. So this plus is also like an and right here. So it's going to be 6x and 27. Okay, this is pretty easy so far. Now we're going to break down to the other side. So where we are now, we're going to want to do the equal sign. We'll bring that down, and always keep your equal sign in a straight row. Simple matter. It just keeps your life easier. Okay? So now we're going to do the exact same thing for the other side. We're going to do it a bit quicker, so because you should learn from this side how to do it. So you do 4 times 8, and then 4 times 7x. See, these are still both positive numbers, and remember, this plus symbol is really and. So just don't worry about it. So 4 times 8, 4 times 7x. Remember, don't worry about this plus symbol. That symbol really just means and. Okay? There's a B. So 4 times 8 equals 32. So you're going to write down 30. Okay, sorry. Let me just pick up my eraser. This line just got in the way a bit. So you're going to want to follow it on a straight line like this. So you're going to want 32. And then you're going to do 4 times 7x. And 4 times 7 is 28. So since it's a positive, you're going to write plus, which really just means and. Okay, remember. And don't worry about that plus. There's not really any addition in this. In this step. And then it's going to be 28. And since we have an x here, a 7x, it's going to be 28x. So you understand that. Okay? So that's your first step on doing an equation with brackets. So we're done the first step right here. Now we got to do the second step. Get our x's alone on this side and our straight up numbers alone on this side. To make it easy, we're just going to do the x's in one row and then the numbers in another row. Once you get good at it, you'll be able to write the 6x equals that and then that in one step, if you understand. Just follow along. Okay, so we're going to want our equal sign, and this is going to be 6x. Okay, this is where it's going to get tricky. Since we have 28 over here, okay, this is still going to be 32, but the 28
positive.
So this is going to hop over here, right? So a little trick we're going to teach you, which is a lot faster and easier, is whenever you hop the equal sign, this sign right there, you're going to change. So if you're a positive 28, when you bring it to this side, it's going to be a negative 28. Say it was a negative 28 on this side, when we brought it to this side, it would have been a positive 28. So I hope you're following me along. So think of it like this. was the good side. And this was the bad side, for this scenario. Right? He was a positive on the good side. And he hopped over, because he got bored over there. He hopped over and came to this side, bad side. So now he's going to become negative 28x. So there, we got our x's along. Now, when you're doing it on your own, you're not going to write down the 28x here. It's just going to be 32, and then you're going to still have a plus 27, because you bring that down. So 6x minus 28 is pretty much like saying 28 minus 6, and you make it a negative. So it's going to be 22x, so negative 22x. So that's why 6 minus 28 equals, and it's an x. And so now, we're going to actually want to write that negative 22x over here, right? And then we have 32. So now we're moving on to the other side. And we're doing essentially what we did on this side, but bringing this 27 over to this side. Okay, so if this was a positive 27, it's switching sides. So now it's going to be 32 negative 27. So this comes into play again. So 32 minus 27. Okay, you're going to get the answer. So it's going to be equal 22x equals, now you're going to want to write it again, negative 22x equals 5. Okay, so now we want to get this x alone down here. In order to do that, you want to divide negative 22 by negative 22. Because negative 22 divided by negative 22 equals 1x. And 1x is essentially the same thing as x. So if you see 1x, that you don't draw that. It's just x. Because x is always a value of 1 if it's just straight up x. Or it's a variable, but don't worry about that. So it's going to be negative 22. And whatever you do to this side, you must do to this side. It's going to be negative 22. And this is our last equal. We're going to do equal. And then this is going to be x, because it's 1x. It's going to be 1x. But you don't write 1x, you just write x. And then you do 5 divided by negative. And so for this, you can put a decimal, but that's not what we suggest to do when you have a question like this, because it's be a negative 0.2 something. We suggest you just put the fraction 5 over negative 22, and that's your answer right there. X equals 5 over negative 22.